All right, 3-2. At least it's a somewhat decent game. KGB gonna bring it home. Try to anyway. Let's see. Yep. In the corner and down goes the carrier. There it is. KGB will take it 4-2.
Boom goes the dynamite.
Let me get you the password.
I'm already in.
Oh, let me not get you the password.
I took a guess.
Yeah, me too.
Alright, so yeah, once again, we don't know if this is the first or second map, but we've got the final 5 minutes of it coming up, and indeed, Meow is up by 2. Stained is holding on to defensive in the room pretty nicely. Not a lot of action going on with him right now, but Brick is going to be taking down flag carrier. KGB coming back up to help Stained. But really, I don't expect too much action until the items come up. They are still going to be coming up at about the same time. Wonko's setting up and wanting to hold down the entrance to the garden to make sure that nobody will be sniffing his quad. Except, you know, unless if they come from the other way. But KGB will getting regen there. And we've got...
Sean's on the run there with the flag. That's, I'm going to follow that action. Regen's never that important or interesting.
Right.
Anyway. Fucking regen, man. Oh, wow.
Wow.
And no clusterfuck
so
there
quiet.
for Sean. What the hell?
No clusterfuck at all. Is it going to happen in the base, though? Well, no.
Nope.
Effortless is going to be dead by the time he gets there.
Yeah, whoops.
So, wow. I think that was the one rocket he had to shoot
You know
that
what?
entire time,
Okay,
right?
I got it. Evade. Managed to evade the flag carrier. That's what they were working on.
Maybe they need a new
They did it
strat.
flawlessly. And Wonko, though, is about to return the favor. Very nice run. Very nice indeed.
Oh my god, how did KGB know somebody would be in the flag room? So ridiculous. Alright, but Stained still doing a bit of D and can wear it down with the shoddy, but can Adrenaline get out of there in time? Not before he gets thrown down the stairs. Like my sister. Stained will be left at 17 health, though. And I'm not sure how much good he's going to be able to do with that, but oh my god, he's able to take down Adrenaline, though, and come back in for the flag. Can he get back up through the jump pad, though? 50 health, it will be his pit stop. And he's going to need a lot more before he's back in fighting shape here, actually.
Yeah, I'm going to keep following Stain.
Wow, a lot of quiet time between these bouts. All right, but Brick's got a quad. Avenge with the flag, but really, Brick with the quad, he's going to be the one to lay down the pain on the flag carrier, if anything. But no, instead of concerning himself with mid and potentially grabbing away his enemy flag carrier, he's just going in for the flag itself. But KGB's also got a quad, and wow, missed opportunity there. KGB forever alone. His rockets are, but no, finally comes back around, quad on quad with the flag return, and is that going to be a cap? Well, Adrenaline's going to be stubbing the toes of that plan just a little bit longer. Where was the flag carrier?
Avenge, he's trying to get home, but it's not safe. And now actually he's running away from the other carrier. Looks like Stain's been able to get it done. Avenge will get the cap. 6-3.
Wow.
I think Evade is evading a win at this point. 2 minutes left to go.
I don't want a spot here. Okay, Wonko was able to make it happen anyway. I love this map, though.
I do. Let's see if Sean can bring this thing home and pretty much tie this up in a nice little bow. It's already, I don't want to say completely a foregone conclusion, but it's looking pretty good for Meow Mix Thundercats to take this as a win.
Cap, 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 cap. Okay, I guess I needed to make it a little bit more inane for you to understand.
Yeah, I appreciate that. You know.
Okay.
That worked. That was right on my level.
Okay, good.
Wonko not gonna be able to get out the window. Oh, but I want to follow the quad. Thank you for killing him. Alright, KGB. Let's watch him wall hack everyone. Oh, how did he see that guy? There's no way he could have seen that guy. Aw.
Where did he get that quad?
Aw. Wow, how is he doing this? It's like he sees people and shoots at them, man. There's no way you can do that. You're not allowed to, like, see people and then shoot at them? Fuck. Goddamn hacker.
So you gotta say, 4 frags in a row with a quad rail is pretty nice.
Yeah.
Not suspect, but nice. Oh, poor Adrenaline.
God, how did he aim and shoot at people? God! Thundercats, ho! 100% auto aim. Wall hack.
I don't think Sean Dahagi is going to want to let go of this clan by the time he's done. He's enjoying it way too much.
Yeah.
But apparently that was second map, so Evade will be out of this. Adrenaline's so mad.
Oh, man.
It was the ping, right, Adrenaline? It was all ping.
Definitely.
And Thundercats will be moving on forward to another season. Batteries not included.
This guy keeps coming back in. Like, he loves our IRC. He comes in and says one thing and then leaves. I love it how he's like the authority on everything. I love it. Like, you can't even respond to him. He's too much of a pussy to stick around and have anyone say anything in response. That's okay. It's okay to be a giant pussy. All right, guys. So this sets us up. Ooh, it looks like we do have a result. Flawless taking. It's already been updated, thankfully. Yeah, of course that we have a result. Duh. Flawless, and of course we just saw the win there. Thundercats is going to be our lower bracket finals.
So now we get to wait for KGB from the comfort of the server.
I love it when Rose kicks somebody. That's hilarious. Good times. Bring out the band hammer, Rose. It's all good.
It's not a party until Rotten Rose picks somebody. Which is why I walk funny all the time. But which is not why she walks funny all the time. Hey, no, don't stand up. Get away. Oh, we actually have KGB here in the server.
Yes.
Is he moving?
Yes.
He's moving. We have life.
Yep. And I'm going to be bringing Clamp in right now.
Cool.
Let's see.
Try this again.
Hey, what's up, man? How you doing?
Hey.
Yo, can you guys hear me?
Yeah.
Yes.
All right. Let me toss you the password. So this is the lower bracket finals we're about to get in on, and then the winner of the bracket, of course. And then I can go to sleep.
Sounds good.
I will have been casting Quake for what, 8 hours? Probably.
Come on, we've had most.
Yeah.
You guys are fucking. You take this serious.
Pretty much. Which is why I'm annoyed when someone like KGB goes to the store and wastes a half an hour of my fucking life.
Yeah, that's not the only thing he does.
Wonder what he got.
So actually, since we obviously have some time, still waiting for the final Flawless guy to join. You said you wanted to clear up your departure from EG?
Yeah, well, I mean, like, I tune into you guys' cast, usually when you're, like, doing CTF or something, so I've heard, you say, like, I love selling mouse pads or something.
No, we don't know. This is what people have told us, obviously.
We weren't saying that. We were just relaying what we heard.
Yeah.
Not taking it seriously at all.
Yeah, I understand.
But if you do have any mouse pads for sale, I'm in the market.
I have, like, tons of old ones, but you probably don't want them. There's, like, cigarette ash and a whole bunch of other shit on them.
Okay. All right,
But,
so what's the real story?
Yeah, basically what happened is, you know, the head QuakeCon admin is Stevo. Steve was over at my house for like 2 months before QuakeCon of last year because he lived in New York at the time. And so we were just, you know, we were playing Quake together just like every day for fun, and hanging out and shit. And what happened is SteelSeries had sent us all a bunch of equipment, you know, like mouse pads, keyboards, mice, all that kind of stuff. And they sent us in specific. They sent me like a G5 keyboard, and I told them, as I was getting it, that I would probably have problems with it because I use laptop keys. Like I can't use the big, full keys. Um, and so what happened is, while Steve was trading at my house, I ended up giving him the G5 keyboard because I wasn't using it, and his had just broke. So I was like, why not? I get the QuakeCon, and everything is all good. I even brought extra mouse pad for, I think it was Viju, for ID, and an extra headset for Dehay. And then basically one of the managers from EG who was there with us asked me, okay, so where's the G5 keyboard? I'm like, nobody told me to bring any G5 keyboard. You got, my teammates asked me to bring extra equipment for them. And so at that point, he's like, so what happened to it? I'm like, oh, I gave it to Steve-O. So he goes and talks to Steve-O. And Steve-O, at the time, when I talked to him later about this, he said that at the time when he was asked the question, he wasn't in the most sober of mind states.
Steve-O.
That I believe.
So basically, when they asked him that, I don't know if they used the word first or if he did, but he said, yeah, Clamp sold me the keyboard, so Clamp gave me the keyboard.
Oh, fuck.
So automatically they said, okay, that's it, peace to Clamp. And when Steve-O then tried to contact them to tell them that whatever they thought, like once, I was officially kicked out of the team, I contacted him and was like, hey dude, they told me that you said this, like what's the deal? He tried to contact them and the EG management immediately said, we really do not give a shit what you have to say, like not in the slightest. We are not looking into this any further. And they basically didn't, do anything after that point. They wouldn't listen to him, and they wouldn't really listen to me, and then we all had some choice words with each other, to say the least, and that's that.
Huh.
But yeah, I was not selling anything. I even, the crazy thing is I told them that, and I'm crazy for having this, but I still had the box. And so I'm like, okay, I have the box with the keyboard, and Steve has the keyboard. If you want, I'll send you a picture of the box. You can confirm, the serial code on it, because obviously they have a list of it because it's all sponsor equipment.
Sure.
And they're like they're like absolutely not. We don't even want to see it. Like no interest to get any other side of the story. Part of this was also that at the time they owed me a bunch of money, so it was very easy way to get
convenient. Yeah,
it all ended up being very convenient for them, but that's basically it.
All right, wait. Well, let me ask you this: the money that they owed you, is this a way for them to not have to pay it?
In a simple way, yeah, because obviously I haven't been paid that.
So you forfeit essentially by quote unquote doing something quote unquote to get kicked off the team. You forfeited your earnings.
Exactly. That's
wow.
There's, like I said, I don't expect to get any of that money because of the way that everything went down. But that's really just what it is. It was a business decision for them, and at the time, I guess they thought it was a good idea, and they thought, I mean, as far as I know, they weren't, too familiar with CTF in the first place. So I don't think that they knew if I was a good player or anything like that. So for them, it was just a simple decision of, saving a couple bucks.
Huh.
Wow, I definitely want to follow up on that in a bit.
Yeah.
Sorry, the game started.
Yeah, it's all good. It's all good. It's only the opening 30. It's good. I'm personally kind of stunned, and yeah, I definitely want to talk about it a bit more too. So, regen. Wow, early regen. It looks like Swoop's gonna get away with it. Now, Clamp, one of the reasons why we did bring you on, of course, is to offer some commentary, and you are probably one of the best defensive players on this map. So I want to have you first talk about, like, we can see Avenge waiting out for this RA, and he's going to go on a run. Let's say you're on the receiving end of what Aveng's going to try to dish out to Flawless. What do you? I guess what goes through your mind when you've got a potential attack coming at you, like Avenge is about to do?
Well, one of the main things on this match specifically is that you can look through the mid towards the railgun to see the majority of the time throughout the game, who's coming at you at the top, in case your teammates don't have that secured. But otherwise, the main thing about this map is that it's so, the rooms are so small, and you can get into a 2v1 or a 3v1 almost immediately.
Mm-hmm.
So you need to be constantly spamming rockets and grenades at different doorways to create, for lack of a better word, a containment on that doorway so that there's no way they can go there. So you're limiting the options of where people can attack you from. And you have to do that the entire game. You have to non-stop spam flag on this map. There's just simply no way to stop, a lot of the stuff that comes from these really good players when they're stacked.
And actually, can I have you maybe, can you boost your mic volume just a little bit?
Yeah, sorry, how's that?
That's great, thank you. Wonderful. Alright, so we got Avenged with one of the first flag touches. He's pretty weak, but see if he can get through center. He's got help.
Oh, wow. He was actually able to move through GWC fairly effectively. I think GWC was kind of pissed off about that. Turned back around, and yeah, he was so weak on health, it was kind of a miracle that he got that far. But we have the next regen coming up in 13 seconds. It looks like Samer's going to have a red armor to work with, and after that regen, the timing of it is kind of interesting, where it would be perfectly justifiable to just take the regen and go, or he might want to wait another 10 seconds and get another red. And it looks like that's exactly what Fleischer's going to do.
Yeah, and 3, 2, and 1. Now, Clamp, pretty much what I'd like to do is, if you're up for it, I want you to basically say whatever you want, and Jahar and I will kind of, you know, shut the hell up, because we want to get your perspective more than ours.
Oh yeah, I'm definitely happy to chime on in on stuff. I'm actually watching the stream right now, so I'm trying to connect to the server so I can give like a better analysis. You know,
Oh, gotcha. Is it full? Let me see. No, yeah, there should be enough.
Yeah, it should be in there in a couple of seconds.
Okay, cool. I hadn't realized that you weren't on the server yet.
But all things considered, Fleischer is still alive here. He's had all of his armor burned off, and Stain knows exactly where he is, and he's going to be able to take him down. But that did remove a lot of Stain's stack. But there's not a lot of action going on in mid right now, so it looks like Thundercats is going to have a moment to breathe and kind of recoup here. Stain, in fact, as a defensive player, still has a med kit in hand, so kudos there.
All right. So we got Clamp on the server. Yeah, the pressure has not been terribly high for Thundercat Stain. As you know, Clamp, you said earlier you were talking about grenade spam and rocket spam helping you out, and we just watched Stain completely flood the water entrance with grenades, and he's been able to fend off one guy just completely unopposed. So
yeah. Yeah, it's extremely important to be spamming grenades towards, you know, both the rocket or the, sorry, not the rocket, the RA area of this map. There's ways to do it from the rocket launcher where you actually hit the grenade right onto the red. But otherwise, yeah, what he's doing is basically like an absolute necessity when it comes to this. I mean, in general, you don't want the other team to be getting your red, but it's going to happen, so that's the only way to really combat it.
Yeah. Now, as far as regen pushes, is this something where, like, do you sort of go with the situation, whether or not you're going to push out and assist the team from that defensive position, or, you know, basically based on on where people are?
Yeah, I mean, it's usually based on the position, and that's like determined either, you know, by the score or by like how good my stack is, how good the rest of my team stack is. But a lot of the attacks that are done are you know, focused around making sure that if I'm going to go attack and, you know, leave the base, that when I die, all the items are going to be back up for me at the exact time that I'm there. So it's all about, it's like a very tricky timing system, but that's how you want to be pushing for power-ups. Flag Ds in general, like, they don't seem to come out too much for power-ups for some reason, but power-ups are just, they determine so many games that I think, like, at the highest level, you definitely have to go for all of them with all 4 players.
Now, I wanted you to watch Swooped here for a second. He's stayed in the base and collected Blue's Mega and their yellow for a second time.
Yeah, I really like what he's doing over here. Whenever you're inside the enemy's base and you're just picking up their items, I mean, you're just leaving their entire team feeling frantic, like they have no idea what to do, especially being that this isn't a team with, you know, chemistry. This is, you know, puck team because of the tournament and all. So, yeah, that's why we see him crossfit almost fully unopposed. I mean, he catches a couple rails in the back, but that's expected.
Yeah.
And now he is going to go down, but it was still a good run nonetheless.
Well, it was a good run on his part. It seemed like there was a lack of communication getting back to the base and saying, base is fucked, don't go there.
Yeah. Yeah, he probably could have stayed in their base for, you know, another 20 seconds, maybe even stolen one of their reds or something.
And there was even a moment where, when he died, that flag could have hit the top ledge instead of falling all the way down. It was just a small matter of position. But yeah, there totally needed to be more team presence in your own base, which is usually something that you don't have to worry too much about. Here, not so much.
Yeah, on CTF 7 it sometimes happens, but yeah, as you're saying, it's really not something that happens too often on this map because there's just so many spawns that are in the base So the second you die, you don't really spawn anywhere but there, with the exception of lightning gun.
Yeah, which I hate sometimes.
Yeah, it can totally put a team on tilt. You get 2 or 3 bad lightning gun spawns, and it changes the entire flow of the game.
Here we got a 3-man push into the blue base. We should see a flag grab at some point. Really? There was no flag grab in the blue base? Wow. That's incredible.
I think it was a 2-2 split for both teams, so a good way to reset and a good way to have 2 of the players respawn quickly. Yeah.
Yeah, Fleisch's just not gonna get too far. Yeah. So have you had a chance to watch some of the earlier rounds, Clint?
No, actually, this tournament I watched I think only 1 game so far.
Okay.
But I've been watching like the AGS stuff.
Gotcha.
I think it's
Yeah. Samer's able to hold on to life, and a red armor grab would be, it would be time costly for him right now. And actually, whoa, miscommunication. He's way early for this
Yes, he's like 20 seconds early.
So for another 15 seconds or so, Flawless is a 3-man team.
Yeah. Switch back over to Stained.
Wow. Yeah.
See what he's doing on D.
Yeah, Stained is actually playing this really well, like extremely correct. The main thing that he has to be worrying about is that RA room. Otherwise, he's always going to be having information on whether they're coming at him from the top or the lower part of the map. But when they're coming from the red, a lot of the time they can sneak in.
Right.
So as long as that's covered the entire time, then and his teammates don't completely miss someone who walks by or tries to sneak, then he's fine.
Yeah. Got a few more seconds of the regen. It's going to be Swoop rocking it and handing it off to Avenged.
And that rail is definitely going to be keeping that regen from being used offensively all that much. So not a lot of change as far as the base control goes, but mid is certainly going to be up for grabs here.
Yeah, one thing that's kind of missing is we've seen earlier, like say whenever ID's playing, there's a constant pressure on the flag. And he's kind of getting out.
Wow, Samer.
Yeah,
that was like
touches.
A picture-perfect couple of plays there, and he was able to get back on to medkit, but not much further.
Yeah. Swoop though immediately grabbing, and on the way out, we have the other flag still in play. Avenged.
And Avenged just barely makes that rocket jump, and that could make it 2-0. 10 minutes into this thing. Wow, Thundercats could actually take out Flawless. At least here. But flags are back in hands either way. GWC very weak, and there's going to be no chance for a relay there. But that does mean that there's 3 players down below at the entrance to the base.
Now, Clamp, let me ask you this, because obviously in competition, because he was on your team, you never had to face off against ID. But I'm guessing in practice you probably did. What are your thoughts on his uncanny ability to fake people out and just like a freight train get across the map?
Yeah, no, ID is definitely that's his strong suit. That is the best thing that I think anyone can say about his game, and I think he is pretty much the best player playing right now for sure. Who plays offense with that style. He's always been able to he's always had great movement. He's always been able to get a lot of caps throughout the game. But besides that, the other option for an offensive player is someone who does a shitload of damage. If you look at someone like Lincoln, he does all his rocket jumps great and everything, but you don't really see him outsmarting that many great flaggies. Whereas ID, he might miss a couple more shots, but it's not going to matter because you're never going to find him. So I mean, at what he does, it's fantastic. And playing versus him, in practice and stuff, he's always given me a challenge. And yeah, I mean, I think he's a really good player. Honestly.
Now, did you notice throughout the course of the practices, were you ever able to really start guessing where he would go?
Yeah, it didn't have anything to do with him, but definitely by the second QuakeCon, or QuakeCon 2010, I knew everything about all the maps, like every possibility of just about everything. Like any 2v1, 3v1 situations, all the sneaks, all the rocket jumps. I knew how to. I knew exactly what I would face. It didn't matter who I played because there wasn't anything I hadn't like discovered, for lack of a better word.
Gotcha.
And I know he's not quite, you know, clear and present right now, but usually, you know, when you were playing with DeHang, he had a very clear offensive role, but it usually seems that when he's tossed in with, you know, another 3 players that he's probably less familiar with, he doesn't sweet spot.
Sorry, I missed the last.
Yeah, what was that? Something? Sweet spot?
I see how it is. No, I was just noting that DeHang doesn't really find a way to fit comfortably in a team that he's not familiar with. I mean, we've seen him do a lot of, you know, kind of overly aggressive offensive pushes that didn't really have any kind of stack or weapons behind it. And usually when he's playing with you guys, you know, he's able to get, you know, plenty of armor, plenty of weapons, and make those good, solid
Look what
rolls.
Sean just did. Nice little double back. Oh, it's not going to work out, though. It was an interesting idea, but
Yeah.
clearly red.
But is that shift in ability, you know, is that more on him, or is it more on the people that he's playing with there? I mean, I know you guys hand off a lot of weapons.
I mean, it's both. Honestly, it's definitely both in his case specifically. You know, with the way that we played, I was constantly attacking, so if he was going to be playing offense and he was, you know, supportive offense, he wouldn't really get caps much. He would do dev and set things up. So when I was constantly attacking, it would put him in a position where he would have an easier time of stealing their items as well. So, you know, that might change with EG playing with other players, but also the reason he has a harder time playing with a team that he's not that familiar with is that the way that we would practice is, like, it was an ongoing process. It's not that he is, like, a great communicator or the best chemist or anything, but, you know, for QuakeCon and stuff, we were extremely ahead of the game in terms of, compared to any other team, like, by miles, because in terms of communication, it was, we had things like, I'll give this map an example. If someone goes low, like towards the plasma and gets our flag, right? So the first thing you would call out is low. But if I would call low high, that meant they rocket jumped from low straight up to high to, you know, where the grenade launcher is. If I would call low high right, that means that they did that and then did the second rocket jump to go to red. If I would call low high mid, you know, then that would mean they went straight. They did that rocket jump, but they still went rail. And then there was also the option of going down to other routes, so that was, you know, alt mid. So it was like we had just everything planned out. We had spent so much, you know, of our time really just getting the chemistry and the teamwork down. And that's why we were able to succeed, and that's why he might not seem as good of a player when he doesn't have the time to get his chemistry down like that with you know, an entire group of players.
So you're saying basically when he's playing outside of the group, it's he doesn't have that same information flow.
Yeah.
And he might not have somebody who's going, you know, all times aggressive so that he has the time to pick up the item. So he kind of has that forced upon him. But anyway, back to where we are. I mean, there hasn't been a lot of flag action lately, but we've got 5 minutes left on the clock. 5 minutes left for Flawless to bring things back together, and Fleischer is the best hope for them in a while, but he's going to be shafted all the way down. Regen dropped on down, but it's going to be essentially kind of useless at that point.
Yeah,
but
it fizzled out. Now,
yeah.
Let's see. One minor thing that I've just noticed, Clamp doing a little bit of heavy breathing into the mic, which is, you know, kind of sexy. I'm getting a little bit turned on. My nipples are hard, but I don't know how useful that is for the listeners and the viewers.
Yeah, sorry about that.
It's all good.
Oh, don't worry. The more you talk, the more naked I get.
By the way, welcome to Quake Live TV.
All right.
As if you'd expect anything less.
Oh no, I love you guys, cast. I've been listening since like beta, man.
Now, yeah, as Jahar pointed out, the clock is ticking. 4 minutes left to go now. I know that you've certainly lived a couple of these experiences, although they may have been rare. EG, I would say, had this tendency to always kind of warm up as they played, and so sometimes you guys were coming from behind. What was the chatter like? You know, say if you were in this situation where you're down by 2 caps and there's less than 4 minutes to go.
I mean, yeah, honestly, that was the best thing about EG. It was just, even from before we had ever won QuakeCon or anything, it was complete championship mentality from the second BG joined the team. There was like No, there was absolutely no being mad. You couldn't, even when we were down or losing a game or anything, we were not like, no one would ever yell at each other, no one would ever bang their desk, nobody would ever like even have a negative thought associated towards the game. The entire thing was just continuously get better. If something didn't work, let's fix it. And VG told us so many fucking times that he hates losing, so we just made sure we didn't. That's just how it went.
Or VG won't talk to us for a week, yeah.
Exactly.
But right now, I mean, I'm wondering if I'm going to see a tendency of
Nice.
Flawless to go kind of all aggressive, but there's a lot of crazy things right now that are just happening that are occupying Flawless's attention. And so they're not really able to get a good setup here. Like that flag run, that just knocked almost everybody out of position. And it could take another, you know, good 15 seconds to kind of reassert that. And by that time, Meow is going to be set up for the next attack. Yikes.
Yeah, I'm trying to see what kind of pressure GWC looks like he's been able to fend against too. Avenge will go down to Fleischer.
GWC needs to go on O like immediately in this situation. I mean, there's like absolutely zero reason to sit in base. I think he realized that, or maybe not, but yeah, I'm pretty sure within the next 30 seconds or so, they're going to go 4-0. And then on a map like this, yeah, I mean, we've seen it a million times. It's possible within like 14, 15 seconds, 2 caps, so who knows?
Yeah.
And like you said, GWC is the one stacked up to make that happen. So if the path is clear, and at the moment it looks like top mid is fairly nicely secured, a rail like that from GWC is certainly going to open some doors. So
there we go.
It's going to be now or never.
No.
Here comes the big push, looks like.
Are they going to wait for that reach?
Yeah, I think they're waiting for it.
I don't know, because that's less than a minute if they wait for it.
But everybody's at region right now. GWC could just float over everybody.
All right, so here we go. It's pretty much the last push. They got to make everything count. And Fleischer's spending half of it fighting against the water run. So
and GWC went back for yellow.
Yeah, GWC is going to be pushing right now. It's going to take KGB down. Looks like he's going to make his way into the upper. He's got some help in base. Avenge just took Red's flag, so could turn off into a trade.
And a trade right now is just a tombstone.
Nice rocket jump. Oh, almost. There we go. Double RJ.
Across.
But no flag to return. Uh-oh.
Let's see, maybe they can get him real quick.
Fleischer's actually being the one to track him down. Misses him.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, that'll do it.
Yep.
Don't worry, Fleischer. No pressure.
Yeah. Surprising to see there's sort of a lack of communication about where that flag carrier was going. Fleischer was the only one with the beat on him. So that's going to wind us down 2-0 in this first map of the lower bracket finals, rather. Flawless versus Meow, and the catnip is making these kitties quite happy as they've picked up the first map.
Is Stonekeep being used in this tournament?
Yes, but we haven't seen it be played.
Okay.
Yeah,
I don't understand why. People
sad.
just don't like that map for some reason.
Yeah, I mean, I love it. It was an amazing thing to watch on the big screen at QuakeCon.
Would have been more amazing if Case remembered to use his freaking med kit.
That happened twice in the same game, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I think it's definitely a good map. It's just really big, so a lot of teams don't want to learn such a big map.
So, what are your thoughts in Quake Live with the balance changes?
In terms of like the hitboxes being bigger.
Hitboxes, railgun damage, etc.
From Quake 3, you mean? Yeah.
Well, I didn't play Quake 3, but I played Quake 4. Quake 4 LG was 8, not 7, and
right.
If you watch, any of my games, it really doesn't matter. You'll see I use like lightning gun and rail. I use rockets too, but it's really just like lightning gun and rail most of the game. And in Quake 4, rail was 100 and lightning gun was 8, so it was fucking amazing. But nothing I can really do about that. Otherwise, I like the new additions to the hitboxes, just because I think it helps a lot of players and it makes the games better to watch. Just in general, a lot more shots are getting hit. So.
All right, we are live with Flawless and the Thundercats.
And
Staying
Samer
center.
didn't quite get the respawn to mid by the look of it.
Okay, well let's see. We got Fleischer with the lightning gun, the initial lightning gun, and we saw this actually has worked out, sort of well for Flawless. At least when they played Evade, they pretty much controlled LG. Of course, that did not work as well when they played IAM, and I have some doubts that it's going to work effectively against Thundercats.
Yeah, I mean, this map I think specifically has a lot of weirdness to it because of the power-ups. Like if you get a haste, it's very easy to turn corners at such a speed that you just can't be caught.
Yeah.
And if they're rocket jumping after you, like there's absolutely nothing you can do. So I think that regardless of however the last map went, this map is a whole new ballgame for sure.
Revenge is making very good use of this haste. He's been pretty weak, but he is putting out enough damage to make it worth his time. He'll probably die right around here.
And that haste is really just the underline of the whole aspect of you need to control mid, period.
Oh, but he did get timing on the red for the red base, so we'll probably see him back trying to steal it away from GWC.
Oh, GWC, perfect timing on that.
Oh yeah.
And he's gonna pick up his mega and get right back up to stack. Yep.
And he should be a juggernaut to move back into mid. But Fleischer's got the pickup here, taking an early rail before he heads up the jump pad, so he's gonna be very weak here.
he was trying to splinter cell his way.
I can hide.
Yeah. It's a nice idea.
Fleischer's full of ideas.
Alright. Actually, I'm going to try to keep a track on the center play. Fleischer's setting up a shop there. Comes back and kills off KGB. Going to go for another kill. Yeah, I mean, I actually really approve of this setup by Flawless. Essentially setting up in center and basically make it their home. And then, okay, we own it, let's get haste and then push. Yes, it's very methodical. It's not quite as hectic.
It's extremely safe, solid play from them for sure on this map.
Yeah.
And as long as they get that haste, there's no reason for them not to commit to a 3, maybe even a 4-man push, because it means that nobody's behind them, nobody can possibly be in their base because they've been holding the mid the whole time. So.
Right.
It opens up
And
a
now
lot
it's
of
going
doors.
to be a push.
Oh, and look at this, handing off everything to GWC.
Yep.
As he has regen as well. This is a really nice play. And the question is, can they hold down center long enough for GWC to do what he needs to do to get the flag?
The fact that he's having to slow down here isn't all that handy. He's going to be running out of haste right here. He's still got plenty of regen, plenty of armor, so he's definitely a juggernaut moving into the base, and he's moved through mid, so now this fight has gotten much, much more subtle.
Yeah,
I think by now they'll have called him out. They should be falling back and collapsing for him right now.
But, I mean, are they expecting him to be showing up with, 300 health and armor?
Yeah, that's definitely true.
Oh, and he's about to get 100 more as he's going to pick up the RA. Very nice. And the potential to go back and get their Mega, to be honest.
And really, I mean, the longer he's here, even without picking up the flag, the more of a problem it is for the Thundercats, because that's going to be more attention diverted from mid.
Alright, so he does have the lead on that defender. He's got enough of a lead. He's got friends, but the mid's going to be where it all matters. Let's see if they still hold it. Oh, the old corner trick. Yeah, the old corner trick. Where's his teammate? Yeah. A little bit of a lone wolf action there.
But at the end of all that, like, who's in mid?
Yeah, I know. That's what I want to find out.
Yeah. It's still flawless. I mean, yeah, him moving out there with such a stack, diverting all that attention, yeah, he gave the rest of his team all the time in the world to really set their tents there.
Yeah, now they can just go back to doing what they were doing earlier. Just keep waiting for that haste. As long as they're controlling mid, they can really run the same strategy for the whole game. It's going to take, everybody on Meow to start pushing out a lot more and make sure that they can take it away.
Fleischer's on the move. He's armorless. And weaponless, to be honest. Oh, I would have picked up that rail to be... personally. Look at that. Everyone's attention is on anything but Fleischer.
Wow.
Now he's been spotted. Down he goes.
So now we've got both flags in play. And it looks like Swoop is going to be taking a quick detour to do a little bit of face rape. Avenge will be likely doing the same thing, but no, Avenge is taken down, the flag is back home. GWC just needs to defend now.
Yeah, but Swoop hasn't left the blue base yet. He's still collecting goodies.
Right.
But he just picked up RA and Mega. It's time to go.
But looking at mid, Thundercats is actually in charge of that right now, so Swoop is going to have a difficult time getting through there.
Nice move there. He switches up his route. And here he goes. Uh-oh, ran into one.
He's got 2. 3 waiting on him at mid. Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's actually just shows really great communication, especially for a pug team to be having 3 at mid, you know, ready like that. That's really good. Because there was no guarantee that he wasn't going, you know, the high route, and all 3 of them were waiting, like, just ready for him to come low.
Well, the third one came from the high route just at the last second.
Oh, okay, I didn't see that. Fleischer's got it, but now he goes down. And yeah, actually, this is something that I've seen on this map a lot. A lot of the time, it'll be 0-0, even maybe for like 15, 16 minutes or so. But once one team gets an advantage and goes up 1 cap, it's going to force the other team, obviously, to start playing more offensively. And the second that happens, this map actually turns into like a very exciting thing. Like for right now, you know, we're watching extremely solid D, and it's 0-0, so both teams are playing kind of conservative. But the second that one team goes up, the other team's automatically going to have to, you know, throw so much more on the offense to try and get anything going, you know?
Kind of like Troubled Waters.
Yeah, exactly like Troubled Waters.
Yeah, and it even gets to the point where once the blood starts falling on both sides that way, there's like no room for that 4th player to be defensive. Everything's in mid.
Oh yeah, the position of Flag D. I mean, you know, on my personal belief on Flag D is that it shouldn't exist. Like, it's not. There should never be positions and all that. But in the case of this map, like, you absolutely can't, you know, play Flag D at a certain point. Once the game goes on tilt, it's whoever spawns back in base is taking over flag, because the map is just so long. To get anywhere it takes forever, you know.
Right. That being said, we got KGB in center, just kind of chilling out, grabbing a lightning gun, which I still feel is one of the most critical weapons to take back to your defense. Because in that flag room, the lightning gun has so many opportunities to be quite deadly.
Yeah, for sure.
And the fact that there's ammo that's easy to access, you know, you don't have to detour.
And you've got, you know, plenty of health, and you've got an armor, and yeah, that's the only LG in the map, of course.
Yep.
And the geometry is not all that punishing to you either. Like, the person who's grabbing away yellow armor, he has quite a bit to work with as far as cover goes.
Yeah, I think actually in terms of Flag D, positioning-wise, this is the easiest map. Just because of the way that the doorways and everything is situated. They can only come at you from, like, forward. They can't ever, you know, sneak up on you from behind or come from, you know, the left or the right. You basically, you can see every entrance, you know. So that's definitely one thing about this.
Except here, seeing them is only half the battle, because they can still get behind you and, you know, take out Mega and still make a fight happen for red.
Here comes Haste. And it'll go to Swoops. Without any weapons? What? Alright. Weird.
Hey, it's a draft, okay?
I don't know, did he necessarily mean to pick it up?
Well, it looks like he's going to try and get something going here, but...
Yeah, but he's spending half of his time powering up. I mean,
yeah, the haste is just done.
Now he's dead. Okay. Yeah, I don't know how I feel about that.
So, Clamp, would you actually say it's a detriment to have one player, you know, playing the position that GWC is right now and just eating every red armor at Mega for himself?
Yeah, I mean, well, it's not necessarily bad to play position as in Flag D and continue playing Flag D like the entire game. It's not necessarily the worst thing, but something he could definitely be doing better. If you know if this was a team, not a pug, I think that instead of taking all the reds, you know, if he has 150 health or something, he's going to be giving the red to his teammate, not taking it himself. But again, this is a pug, so you can't really organize that kind of stuff without lots of practice. So I mean, it's completely understandable. But yeah, otherwise, I'd like to see more offense on a map like this. You know, it's definitely beneficial to throw Flag D on offense, I think, a good amount of the time.
Yeah.
Because, you know, the map is so limited in terms of it's very straightforward. No one can really, you know, get past you on some crazy route or beat you around the map on most timings in terms of you being seen, not necessarily being caught. So you basically always know if someone's in your base or past, you know, whatever your back line is, the last person on your team in terms of like distance from your base. So because of that, there's no reason to not be pushing a lot of offense. And I think that if it stays in a stalemate, that GWC will definitely be pushing a lot more.
That being said, KGB is going to try to get out. He did steal Red's red armor, but the other flag is already home. KGB is breaking through center. He's been caught by Sloops. Oh my god, KGB gets the haste spawn right in front of him. Hello. And he will be able to make it home, but let's see how safe it is for him. It looks like it's pretty safe. Over to Fleischer, armorless, and does not have a rocket launcher. Waiting on his own regen.
Regeneration.
Yeah, and on the flip side, KGB is as stacked up as one could get. He's even got a few seconds on that regen left.
Yeah,
So
I'll stick with Fleischer.
Yeah, me too.
Now, one of my memories, I made it into some sort of Quake 3 highlight reel way back in the day, was a overtime situation where on this map, where essentially the entire team came, and they were, or maybe it was like, you know, they were down by a cap, and like basically the entire team came along with the flag carrier and broke through everything. And it ended up being not only did the carrier get the kill on the other carrier, but then fought his way almost single-handedly back in order to get the game-winning cap. And this was when everyone was thinking, oh, this team's never going to win, because they were down. They were able to get the tying cap. They were down by one, able to get the tying cap, like, you know, 3-2-1 kind of situation. I don't think we're going to see anything like that with this, because I don't know. These teams are pretty cautious. We're probably just going to, literally at this point, I'm just looking to see if anyone's actually going to get a cap within the regulation time. They seem
I don't know. Fleischer is taking a lot of damage, and he's being left unattended for the bulk of the time. At some point, he's not going to be able to recover fast enough to avoid taking that kind of damage.
Well, I don't know. I mean, unlike most maps, you get you know, 200 health and armor every 35 seconds.
Right.
So I don't know. Let's see who got haste real quick. It's swooped. Back over to Fleischer. KGB. KGB's still stacked. Fleischer's stacked. And he's about to get his own regen in 2 seconds.
Regeneration.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I kind of feel like when you can get 200 health and armor faster than you can get pressured because of the travel time, it makes the standoffs that much more difficult to break.
And it's really easy to dance around these bases too. You're not going to be cornered all that often.
Yeah, and another thing about this map is
nice,
just that,
Sean.
Yeah, that was really good. Wow, that was so good. I totally forgot what I was saying.
It's all good. It happens to all of us. But yeah, well, you know, that as you can see, Fleischer only has 35 armor. He's about to get in about 5 seconds 100 more armor, but there, you know, we're gonna see basically he's gonna be under pressure as soon as he picks this up, or should be under pressure as soon as he picks this up. Maybe not. Okay. Oh yeah, there they are. You can hear the spam rolling in. KGB's still completely stacked. No pressure really for him. Haste will probably become a factor in this potential return.
And with half of each team in the base, it's going to be an interesting fight.
Yeah, I'm actually switching out to the center to see who's doing what.
There we go. 4 players in the center. Swoop is going to be one of the survivors. Stained is down, and Avenge is be coming back around the corner, but it'll be Stained getting the haste here. Only 56 health. And he's
Oh, the
taking nails
ricochet
to the
almost
ass.
killed him.
Yeah.
That was nice.
There's a nail gun in Quake?
Yes. Sad but true.
When did this happen, guys? I don't believe it. No, I think honestly, if the nail gun had a little bit more damage, it'd be a great, weapon.
Yeah, I mean, I understand why people aren't huge fans of it, but it's not like terrible, you know?
Well, damage-wise, it's actually terrible. That's its only problem. Otherwise, I think it's a great weapon. The mechanics.
Yeah, I guess, yeah, mechanics-wise. I mean, I like that it's, a not instant scan weapon. I think there's almost too many of those.
It's sort of like a half plasma, half shotgun kind of feel to it.
Alright, so seriously, we've gone 16 minutes with no caps. And this standoff has got to be, what, 5 minutes long, maybe?
At least.
Yeah, something like that. But again, to people watching this, I'd want to just, reiterate into your mind that it's not because this is a boring map. That's not the case. It's just that this map specifically, for them to try and break, into each other's base and possibly kill the Flag D, it's going to take 3 people for the most part coming at the same time.
Now here's the thing, though. Fleischer just got denied his own red armor. It was stolen away.
Yeah, that's actually really big. If they can do a 2-man push or something, right now is definitely the time to break Fleischer.
Yeah, and he's waiting on his Mega, which isn't spawning for another 8 seconds. KGB, on the other hand, is also really weak. I'm hopping over to him and seeing that he's down to 56 health and 38 armor. Fleischer's just stacked back up. KGB, in 2 seconds, will have his armor. So, again, I think almost the haste is kind of fucking things up.
Haste here, and he's taken no damage on the exit.
Okay.
He's going to be finding Avenged in the hallways, but he really took nothing from that. So, a hasted swoop could be a problem here for KGB.
KGB's under pressure by 2. And let's see if he can survive this. 44 health. The regen will actually help him out quite a bit. He can drop back to his RA. It is up. And there it is. Okay, so he will survive it. 200, 100. Fleischer about the same with his regen in hand. Regen will actually get him back up to 200. But, yeah, so, we saw a moment where KGB was certainly vulnerable. A lot more pressure coming out from Flawless. KGB is able to survive against Swoops.
I'd actually like to see a trade-off. And what I'm talking about is someone who's holding the flag right now, they should, play as defensively as they can, even with 1 more player in their base if need be. So put 2 on offense and 2 on D for, 35 seconds. Wait for a Mega to get up. Be at 165 and 160, and then drop the flag for your teammate, who then falls to the flag D. Because then you're just bringing 200-300 HP more to the next push. So yeah, I think something like that could also break the other team right now.
Which is not a bad thing to do when you're going for attacking the flag or mid anyway.
Oh yeah, for sure. It's just going to give them more dominance over mid. So.
KGB's really weak here. He is railable, folks. And it's a solid 5 seconds till his red armor spawns, and he's not even on the right side of the map to grab it. And it's been taken. It's been taken by that red player, I imagine. Yeah, whoever this is. Oh, is that really?
1 minute warning.
God damn, who is this?
Haste.
Wherever it is, it's gone,
Swoops?
and now
Yeah, I think it
Swoop
was
is coming
Swoops.
back in.
Yeah, I think Swoop went down to avenge Rail, but look at that. That caused 3 guys to come back on D, which means Swoop off of spawn will have the haste and will travel. Hop back over to KGB. Yeah, KGB has not been terribly healthy for quite some time. Finally, regen and RA will help him out, but pressure is definitely on.
Seconds. He needs to be checking his left flank there. We just heard him coming back up. But KGB is trying to slip out of the base and not be present for his own party. And that actually works out very nicely. He's able to attack everybody who is hunting down for him from above, from the flank, and that's a 3-man push swept under the rug. So that's overtime.
Yeah, here's where it's going to become real interesting. Regulation time's over, and now the respawn delay comes into factor. And you know, as we've been talking about on a map like this, it's going to be a huge deal because of how long it takes to get anywhere.
Yeah, it's like 20 seconds to cross the map, just period, flat running.
Yeah.
So 3 seconds added onto that for your respawn, and God knows where you're going to spawn. Exactly, this is pretty key. Fleischer is still sitting pretty. Go ahead.
Oh yeah, no, I was just gonna say, and if you spawn in the back of your base on a map like this,
you just cry.
Time situations,
hold your head and cry.
Yeah, you face palm immediately.
So here, the first couple players to break are going to be opening a pretty wide hole for the opposing team to make a rush happen. But even then, you're still dealing with the 200 stacked player.
Okay, I disagree with something KGB just did. He had 173 armor, and he grabbed the RA.
Uh-huh.
Like, that seems like a waste to me. You know, at least wait, like, maybe 20 seconds. If you don't get under any pressure, then use it to get back up to 200. But like, if he gets attacked right now, you know, he won't have something to fall back on. Well, I guess he does now, but it's been 25 seconds for me since I started talking. But you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, no, yeah, what you're saying is definitely completely correct. He either has the option, he should be keeping it up either for himself or, you know, giving it to somebody else. But yeah, if you're 175, there's no reason to be picking up, you know, red armor. It's a complete waste. But I mean, on that same note, nobody's really pressuring him so much right now. It looks like he's in a pretty okay position. Fleischer looks to be, you know, just about the same.
Right, which to me says, you know, everyone's out in center and trying to get the haste, which is fine. But like right now, ooh, from both sides.
Excellent.
Wow, I'm actually surprised that red armor was up. To be honest, yeah. I expected the red team to take that.
But him delaying at red armor, that's really important. I mean, him just not dying is going to be, yeah, exactly, giving the rest of his team the ability to catch up.
There we go.
And there we go. Fleischer's down. And that, I think,
that should be it.
Is it.
Yeah.
Wow.
Blue wins.
Wow.
Wow.
Look at the score line for the blue team. 350, 339, then 91 and 73 for.
Yeah.
Talk about throwing your head against the wall.
That armor in front of Fleischer. Who was the guy at red armor?
I'm not sure.
Yeah, well, two of his teams died, and he was about to be the third, which would have been a huge hole for Fleischer's team. And he just waited. He just used the red armor wall to just stay alive, and that allowed, you know, even with the respawn time, to come back in and take out Fleischer. So he really saved the match that time. Wow.
All right, I think we actually have map choices here. Good lord.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because this is the best of 5, folks. So get some popcorn. We're going to be here for at least an hour. All right, so Japanese castles and Finnegans. And I kind of missed some of the earlier ones. Let me scroll up. Shit.
You have the flag.
Has 04 been playing mid or flag D?
Hang on one
Mostly
second.
mid.
This,
on
Shining,
maps
Japanese castles, Finnegans, and Stone. That's the order. Okay, so we good? Got the order? We're good? Yeah. And we are off in this grand final. I totally fucking didn't change the thing. Blue team, I am. Whoopsie daisies. And CG red team, meow. Or, wait, yeah, meow. Okay. My bad. All that time and I wasn't typing. Alright.
We do have the red armor pickup just a second behind the blue. And Stained is setting up on just about everything we got. We don't really know where the chips will fall until that first regen comes out. And would you say
it's gonna be early
Clamp,
too?
that, yeah. Would you say that it is wise to have, you know, one player playing that flag D when the very first regen is coming up, or do you want everybody there?
Oh, dude, fucking ID would sneak the shit out of that flag if you left it.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Well,
yeah.
In that case, it's going to be Avenge coming back. Still a bit of time. Well, actually, Red Armor's up, but Cruz is making all sorts of trouble for him, railing him down. He's going to be able to recover that just fine, but more importantly is just the time that he's lost. And
the fact that Red Armor is going to be taken before you can get there. Yep, there it is. It's taken.
In all of the setup for the regen, and with him being kind of lined up as the regen dude, he didn't get a rocket launcher that wasn't handed to him.
Yeah, it's going to be mostly negated, this whole thing.
Now, this I think most people would imagine is EG's best map. Let me ask you a little bit about, since we were talking about KGB and Defonen, playing against them, I guess it was the quad tournament, and then there was something else where EG actually started to have a hard time on Siberia. And you were part of EG at that time, so what were your thoughts on like what kind of discussion? You said that there was never really any like bad mouthing or people blowing up or anything like that, but when you guys were kind of getting dismantled a little bit on Siberia, what went on in the sort of internal discussion, if you don't mind me asking?
Well, yeah, actually I know exactly which games you're talking about, and the first thing was that anytime we played KGB and lost to him, we all said the same thing: it doesn't matter because when we play on LAN, you know we're gonna win. We were all extremely confident about that. We weren't saying that to try and make ourselves feel confident about it, like we all just knew it.
Yeah.
But besides that, yeah, right before the last QuakeCon, we ended up losing like third map on Siberia, and what happened is we were up by a cap. And with just the last quad coming up, and VJ gets the last quad, or yeah, I think it was VJ gets the last quad, and we're yelling, you know, go back on defense, and he's just like, no, forget that, I'm going on offense, and he ends up going on offense. He ends up dying. They get the quad, and then they double cap on us.
Yeah.
And we knew the mistake immediately, and when we talked to VJ, this is like the only mistake, by the way, that I think the guy's ever made playing CTF. But he's like, oh yeah, I wasn't even looking at the time. He's like, I didn't know it was the end of the game. I didn't know what the score was. I was just like,
wow, Avenge is about to double cap, by the way. Maybe.
Oh, it looks like he's getting shut
Wow.
down.
It's gonna be relayed.
KGB's there for the for the handoff.
Let's see if he can get back into the base.
KGB does have a med kit, and he's got 2 players covering the base, so that is going to be a very clean cap at the second half of that. Wow.
Yeah. So yeah, I'm gonna watch KGB, and I don't know. I'm still. I guess I'm always willing to give someone the benefit of the doubt. There are times where I could maybe see that it might be a wall hack. I think I would need to see this, you know, this aim hack in action, which is something I won't ever really do because. In order to like truly understand it, I would have to install it, and that's not something I'm ever gonna do. Watching a video of it is like that's not convincing enough for me. So I don't know. I guess I'm not sure how I feel about it. I do agree with you that there's some enormous discrepancies in his LAN play and his online play, though. But then again, I'm also like I'm never that impressed even with his aim. I mean, he has moments of it, but then he has other moments where he absolutely sucks. And I find it hard to believe that he's that calculated and like, okay, let me turn it on now. You know.
Well, I mean, it seems like a toggle. You know, if you watch a lot of his demos, there's times when his LG is shit, and then there's times when, you know, he has the enemy flag, and he has to fight 3 people, and all of a sudden he hits like 90% shaft. So I think it's completely situational. By the way, I found that video I was talking about, and I'm putting it in IRC right now if anybody wants to watch it.
Okay.
From Walter.
Nope, never said that.
Alright, so Avenge has been able to get, was able to get home, but looks like ID took him out. And there is cap number 2 for Thundercats.
We're only a quarter through the map, so things are fairly close so far. Mid quiet at the moment. 0-4 once again kind of pushing out rather far, but is able to take down Sean. And fortunately for him, the water is covered. And I still wonder about the level of communication here, because the one mistake he made before was not covering the water. And now he's checking the water with 2 teammates coming out of it. So I'm really wondering, you know, how much they're updating each other on their positions.
Yeah. It's like, oh, is the water warm? Yeah, it is summer. Jones going to have to defend himself. Down he goes. Sean, of course, should be...
Oops. And yeah, that 0-4 should not have been able to...
Well, that's handy.
Surprised by that. Yeah, he was able to take him down and get the flag stuck in the ceiling. And ID is able to get a grab as well. Nearly taking down Stain. That last rocket should have done it. ID raging all over that rocket, though. What the fuck?
Stain is going to go down. I was just going to pick up the flag. Let's see if we can do anything with it. Looks like
Without a rocket launcher, though, it's going to be hard to defend himself.
Nice LG by ID. And he's come back in, and he's got a third frag there. Oh, but taking a ton of shaft as he's exiting. He's still got
regen will get him over rail health. Or
yeah,
in this
LG
case, LG.
Here, and he gets stuck in the opening doorway. So he was expecting to be able to fly through to LG, but nobody told him it wasn't clear.
Yeah, but it looks like since the start of this game, Meow at first was definitely putting on more offense than I am, but I am is definitely picking it up, because you can just look at the the flag beat. He's continuously fighting like 2v1 situations. He's ending up with just like 2-3 health. Whereas it looks like 0-4 is in a comfortable position now, and I wouldn't even be surprised if he attacks within the next couple seconds. If they're feeling it.
And Stained right now trying to fend off against Z4 out there.
Yeah, actually, with
nice rail.
Stain has, it's so risky for him. Yeah, even with that rail though, it's so risky for him to be standing up there, because if he takes one rail, he's railable again. If he's their flag D, it's big problem.
KZ's going to try to make a move against 0-4. He takes him down, but there's, I think, Jones. He gets the return. Regen up in 20. ID taking the red armor. And we'll be making an exit. Floats Stained with his lightning gun, but oh man, what a beautiful shot by Avenge and Stain following up to kill off ID. So
it's Quake World, yeah.
Yeah, that was very nice. It's pretty rare to see a shaft that will launch a player back up to.
That is also going to mean that Stain isn't going to be stacked for the regen, so it's going to give him a better chance to get it. But no, it looks like Meow is going to pick up the regen and take it back to the red.
And still plenty of time. I'm wondering if they're going to catch any opposition in the base. Yep, a little bit from ID. ID's going to do a bit of damage, knocking off quite a bit of that armor. And sometimes that can be, all it takes to really take the fight out of a regen push.
Yeah. And it's pretty much expired, and we got Jones with the pickup. I am, of course, needed to make the cap to tie things. Let's watch Jones for just a moment. 59% rail.
He's looking for the big 6-0. All right. But that regen push didn't even get past mid, so that was really well played off by IAM. And yeah, you're totally right there, Clamp. IAM is definitely stepping up their offensive game, and they're doing so methodically. They're not going in for a lot of junk rushes. I haven't really seen somebody just constantly aggressing on the flag. On the base to take out some of the defense, sure, but they're really biding their time for the flag itself.
Did you see that timing by Avenge? He was actually jumping away from the medkit as it spawned underneath him. Very nice, sir. And he made it home.
Wow.
Fantastic work. Had to use the medkit, but he got it done. 3-1.
I'm done.
Yeah.
So Meow clawing back up from the lower bracket is actually opening things up here on Ironworks pretty nicely. We're now well over halfway through. A 2-cap lead for Thundercats.
Jones right off spawn will enjoy the fact he got an LG, a rocket, and red armor. Thunderbots is center and rail. And Sean's going to try to use the regen distraction to make a flag run. Same idea by ID. Both flags returned. Regen is in Jones's hand.
And yeah, Stained is constantly just
Whoopsie.
this side of being weak.
Jones has forgotten the flag twice. You see that?
Whoops.
Yeah.
Well, there's a lot of things on Jones's mind. He can't keep track of every little thing he's supposed to do. Sometimes things like grabbing the flag fall by the wayside.
Yeah. Minor considerations.
Yeah.
Now, given the offense that we've seen out of IM, Clamp, do you see them sort of quickly being able to recover these caps? Like, you know, once they get a break, do you think we're going to see maybe back-to-backs or?
Yeah, I think it's definitely possible, especially with ID on IM. He's just such a fast player that if they are able to break them at any point, like seriously break them and possibly also steal, you know, a mega or something, it could definitely create, you know, a double cap situation.
And yeah, that last cap by Meow was really more about timing than about setup. I mean, he was just on the verge of dying all the way through the map, and this is looking a bit stronger for either team, but ID is taking no damage getting through mid. Red Armor's coming up in another couple seconds.
Yeah, both carriers are home, and actually both in the same spot here. Avenge is going back into his own base, taking down 0-4, and will have the yellow armor to work with. Getting railed, though, so he's actually going to be weak for the next 20 seconds. ID, a little bit of pressure. No mid.
And KGB falling. That's actually somewhat significant since he's usually the one stacked up in the base.
Oh, wow. Hiding at the red armor, Avenge will go down, so I'm going to watch ID for a second. Looks like Stained is able to recover the flag at the red armor for the red team.
And he does have the stack, so it looks like he's going to be safe for at least a couple seconds now.
Yeah, but he's under pressure, though. Nice work there by Sean.
Yeah, and that's really great support, especially at a time like this. They don't want you know, a 3-2 score, because all of a sudden one cap game on a map like this is, you're not feeling good anymore.
Yeah.
Looks like Stain's just gonna wait above the rocket launcher area, pick up some yellows, keep his stack up.
Yeah, kind of a methodical play for him. Textbook stuff. He is getting under pressure by one, and you know, I always have this weird fear whenever I'm going backwards in that area where you just saw Stain defend himself, because you know, railgun up your ass from across the map. There's, you know, you might not get any call about that because it's so far away.
Yeah, that's very true. You're extremely.
Or even worse,
susceptible.
a teammate who spawned up top and he was just walking through the door like, "What's going on, guys?" You know, all of a sudden you can't move anymore.
Yeah.
Like, hey, bud, how you doing? All right, the Stain's been plus backing this entire time. He has to use his med kit to survive, and it's gonna hand off to Avenge. She has a bit of armor. Nice little handoff. Mega up in 2 seconds. Avenge is off on timing. This is a mistake. But he gets a med kit. Mega health still up. He goes for the regen. Uh-oh, click.
Ah!
Wow.
Wow, so crucial.
Yay, regen.
It was extremely risky play, but I mean.
And he had a rocket launcher, yeah.
But his mega was taken. We go back over to ID. ID still sitting pretty, 150, 150. So yeah, definitely the pressure is on Thundercats here. Avenge getting blindsided by 2, and he does land one square rocket, but he needs to hit another against 0-4. 0-4 still chasing him down. He's been cornered by 2, and down he goes. And I think we're going to see cap number 2 indeed for IM, and now the pressure is very high for Thundercats because a one-cap game could make this thing a tie or could seal it up in this first map of the best of five of the grand finals.
They're not going to be wasting time in looking for that cap either. There's going to be a lot of pressure right now. And in fact, Stain calling a timeout.
Can't take the pressure.
Tactical.
Yeah, I think he definitely knows that he's under a lot of pressure right now. Also, ID has a pretty healthy stack, so any offense coming in is, probably going to do a lot of damage to him. So he wants to make sure that the guys are collapsing properly back into the base, at least for a few seconds, so that they can stabilize again.
And nice work there. KGB's able to get the kill on ID to shut down that potential run.
Wow, and that little rail to keep KGB weak is going to be delaying his entry into mid and burning even more time off the clock. But red armor's coming up. Nice rocket jump. And yeah, for everybody wondering, right now KGB has 47% rail, 44% LG, and 10% grenade.
Impressive.
Yeah, Norwegian is going to be coming up right now. Let's see, gets it. To get KGB. And he's actually in a completely sick position now with medkit and everything else to go on like a crazy run. If he can get some support, especially at the higher part of the map, wouldn't be surprised if this turns into a cap. But it looks like he's getting a lot of resistance. He's going to be fighting ID. ID's going to go down. Jones putting some LG into him. The KGB's going to live to see another day. Oh, I think it was because the gauntlet on him is not going to work out. KGB's still in base. He's grabbing the red. He is going to be grabbing the flag right now. He's dropped down to shotgun. Let's see if he's going to take the rocket jump. If he doesn't take it, wow, ID just happens to catch him at the perfect time and just makes him crater right in his own face. Epic.
Very nice, but ID is making just a straight up, no subtlety rush in here, no armor, but he's able to get the flag without too much trouble, but he's not able to get out from behind that wall. And that's going to turn into a grave for him. Yeah, but you could see just the opening up of all the valves for ID. And he's got a fancy enough, range of footwork to make something like that happen.
Yeah.
Question is, will he say, okay, that was my token junk rush, and I'm just gonna lay back and play all straight face now, or is he gonna keep doing that?
I think honestly we're looking at the final regen grab, and that's gonna be everything for IM, putting everything into the basket, because we got a minute and a half left to go.
And Avenge picking up this flag at a really crucial time, actually, since that'll be taking a lot of attention away from regen for just a moment. So actually, if he can get back in there and get that grab just before that, he doesn't even need to cap it. Here we go. Regen's up. It's going to be Eisencruz getting it just because he was the last man standing. I'm not sure if he really wanted to be in this position, though, because little light on weapons. Fortunately for him, a rocket launcher is available. No rail, however, and if he's going out low, that's going to be a problem.
Two rails missing, one hit. Yeah. There it is. KGB will take him down. So, 30 seconds. It's all up to ID right here.
Wow. Shit.
And he
I don't
gets...
think even ID expected to survive that.
Yeah, double team. Down he goes. 15 seconds.
And Stain's on the flag, and he's pretty stacked, so this is going to take a serious push.
Yeah, nice work there. Okay, so Thundercats will hoe their way to a win. Sean's going to try to add insult to injury here and get... no, he won't quite make it. All right. So,
that's it.
Yep. Very solid
First map goes
opening.
to lower bracket champions.
Yep, Avenge with 2 caps. KGB with 1. ID with 1. 0-4 with 1. I don't know. What do you feel about this map, Clamp? Shining Forces.
I like it, and at the same time I don't. My only problem with it is that it's like CTF2 minus the water route, so it's just like as straightforward as it can possibly be. Like there's no crazy, routes or rocket jumps that you can really do. And that's another thing, like a map like CTF7, you have so many rocket jumps and like different cool things that you can do in the game and also like show to people watching the game. Whereas on a map like this, with the exception of the rocket jump from the flag, and maybe like one or two at mid, there's nothing really spectacular that you can do. So I'm not the hugest fan, but in terms of the way it plays just fine. I just don't think it's too exciting. It's kind of what I'm trying to say.
I think it's pretty rare to see because it's so defensive heavy. It's almost like you kind of miss out on the train wrecks at the major power-ups because you're having to rely on so much D coverage.
Yeah, and me as a flag D, I should be, if anything, like saying that this is a great map because it's extremely easy map for a flag D because the base is so open.
Yeah.
If you're sitting back there with a railgun and you're behind the pillars and stuff, it's one of the safest positions you can possibly dream of as a flag Ds. But at the same time, that's what makes it boring. So not necessarily against the map, but just not the best thing to watch.
I mean, absolutely. Last time we saw this play today, Jones went, 8 minutes without dying?
Yeah.
Once?
14, I think. He went 14 minutes.
14, okay.
Yep.
Yeah, and he's got a great rail, so especially, it's great to watch a player like him hit, rail after rail in that position and just destroy people, and he's really one of the best at doing that. But, it's only interesting for the first 5 minutes.
Oh, Jones doesn't mind, I don't think. But ID's able to get a grab. And that region is going to be helping him get back up on health and make sure that he won't be railable. Wow, ID, that rocket had somebody else's name on it, but it's not too picky. So that'll be a clean flush through of players. Stain is going to be the last one, hiding behind the corner, getting the grab.
Oh, look at that. Nos almost,
Isaac Cruz will be relaying this. Oh, wow.
What a crazy series of events right there.
Yeah, I'm actually really kind of sad that it fizzled out for ID because, after that kill with that kind of hilarious body pop, of course went one way and the other opponent went the other. I don't know, I kind of wanted it to be more spectacular.
Yeah, had that turned into a cap, that would have been in a frag video somewhere.
You compared this to Troubled Waters, to CTF2. One of the other things that is kind of missing is kind of a dynamism in mid. I mean, once you pass a certain point in mid, if there's nobody waiting in ambush, you've got no real problems. And there's no jump pad to kind of really expose the flag carrier at those places.
Yeah, that's another thing that I'm not a huge fan about. The geometry of the map is a little weird. Not only for movement, but really for being able to get certain shots off or beat people around corners. It gives a big advantage, to the enemy flag carrier over the defensive player or anybody who's trying to catch them. So that's an issue, and also again the problem with in my opinion, the problem with maps like this that are so straightforward is that if you spawn in the back of your base, it you can put the game on tilt. What was completely a very fair and statistically makes sense, the game makes sense. That all just goes out the window when all of a sudden 2 players spawn in the back of their base, because all of a sudden pressure is off everybody and the whole game changes.
Currently watching KGB. Actually, I'm gonna go watch the guy that picked up that RA.
Slow start. Good idea.
Oh, never mind. They're dead.
I've very rarely seen RA get very far, and I think you mentioned this earlier, Priest, where we don't really see a lot of very strong stacked pushes on the flag because the red armor's gone by the time you even get close to it.
Actually, you said that.
Yeah, then you agree. See, this is how you do this kind of thing.
I'm just laughing because I was like, wait a minute, that was your point.
Well, your voice, my voice, all the same in my head.
That's kind of weird.
That's what they
especially
tell me.
For Krista, man. That's.
Oh, she has her own room of voices. But one of the things that I did kind of note when Rafa was playing is that he would kind of play flag D, but he would pop down usually on his way back from yellow armor just to peek out towards red armor, especially if he knew the timing on it, and see if he could get like a free rail or two on the red armor.
Yeah.
Is it really worth moving so far out of position on the flag, especially when the flag is so centric on what tier you're on in order to do something like that?
I mean, I think it is, but it totally depends on the situation in terms of like how much information you have from your teammates. If you're positive that there's nobody coming up high, then yeah, sure, why not? Even though it might put you out of position, as long as your teammates are relaying the right information to you, you're gonna be okay. But on the same note of what you're mentioning, it's not the same as on CTF 7, you know, trying to rail across the high mid, because you're not really moving out of position to do that, whereas this is gonna take you a few seconds.
Avenge trying to rely on his regen to keep him alive, but it looks like ID will just stonewall through him. He's still scoreless 5 minutes in. ID's trying to put the pressure on, but we'll get double railed. Ouch, that looks painful from any angle. I think, I don't know. From what the hell? From what you've seen, did you get that pause just now?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is
I
that
think
the
that was like.
is that the server? Because that's like the second one I've noticed. Huh. Okay. Anyway, out of what you've seen so far, Clamp, is there any team that you think is going to get, you know, like, do you have any predictions on, I guess, first cap?
No, I mean, so far it looks like it's pretty even. Bench has the flag, not much health. Yeah, he's gonna go down. No, I mean, it looks pretty even. It's, you know, constant fight for red at this point. No one's really getting that much penetration onto each other's bases. But all it's gonna take is, you know, one good haste run. So I think it's important. Oh, we do have a pause.
Yeah.
I think what a lot of this is going to come
KGB
down
kinda
to is someone being, you know, very stacked and then getting the haste. So, you know, let's just keep watching and seeing who starts getting stacked up and not taking damage before that haste. And that's usually the guy who's going to be making the big move on a map like this.
Well, one of the things I've been noticing I am doing, which should probably become the emergent gameplay of the map, is the fact that they don't mosh. That they're doing it a bit more this round, but during their upper bracket final, they weren't crowding in and moshing in for the red armor itself so much, and more just kind of hanging back and doing damage and making sure that whoever grabs the red armor still gets hurt a load, but without any of their guys being hurt anywhere near as much. Not seeing as much as that right now.
Yeah, it's going to be very important for teams to try and negate whoever gets the red armor, because if you lose 2 red armors to a team and it happens to be the same player who got both of them, then all of a sudden, you know, you got a guy who's 100, 200. And that's those kind of scenarios are often where you don't even try and beat the flag in terms of a fight. You just try and beat him around corners. You know, 1 or 2 rocket jumps to a flag who's playing in the back by the pillars, and you can't get out. You can't actually beat him. So that's what they have to really worry about. So I think anyone who's going to be getting the red armor, both teams really, but IAM's doing a great job, as you said so far, of just negating it and making sure they take that damage immediately. So it's not a factor.
Yeah, Jones is rocking a 58% rail, as we talked about, just sitting back by the good old pillars.
I just want to
He
say
has
he is
died twice.
phenomenal rail. On land too, I mean, Jones is really one of the most talented railers I've seen play CTF, for sure.
Yeah, he's pretty scary. The worst part
But
was...
he has died twice, so I guess we could say that Jones is in a bit of a slump. It'll pass.
That being said, we're almost at the halfway point in this match, still scoreless. We haven't really seen the flag get through center. Now that I'm... have we? I don't know.
On this map, if you see it, whoa, 3 players coming back in on Jones. Jones is still alive, 42, 35 health, dropped down to the bottom, but one more rail before he hits the ground. Of course. And he's still alive, and he's still making the hits. switches up to LG. ID's got the flag though.
Avenge, though, is about to make his exit. And he's got, had a little bit of a stack from Railgun to the ass, will take him down. ID now going to try to make the play. I think this is where everything's going to break loose. It's, the winds have shifted, if you will. Beautiful pair of rockets from, I think, Avenged. And now Sean with haste. Getting through.
Oh, and he is crossing mid. Stop by, 8 health. He is going to be getting back into the base.
He can't rocket jump though.
Yeah.
But look at that. Up full.
And that is a cap.
Yeah.
Fantastic stuff.
2 players to crowd out that top opening though.
Yeah, that was really great teamwork to fall back into the base and make sure he could get back in because they knew he was really low on health. They heard him screaming, so they 1 or 2 machine gun bullets would have pulled him down, given him the opportunity to try and get the flag back. So everyone collapsing like that and making sure, even using themselves as human meat shields basically for that scenario, it was just a great CTF right there.
And I think Stained right now is going, all right, we made a cap. Now what do we do?
Turtle! Ah. But, like we've talked about this before on Troubled Waters, once you get the 1 cap, you sort of breathe this sigh of relief. Because you're like, okay, well, if we need to, we can turtle up and just play heavy D, and the way that this map
on the
lends
flip
itself.
side, the game has irrevocably changed at this point. IAM needs to make something happen.
Irrevocably?
Yes. Irrevocably. Sorry.
There you go. Alright.
Yeah. Irrevocably is more phonetically pleasing in my mind.
Well, I could see that. It's not correct, but I can see that.
The only reason why correct is because some dude said it was correct a long time ago.
You
And
have
even
a-
that's not the case for most of the words. Most of the time it just kind of happens.
You have a
Like
good
me.
point.
Anyways, semantics aside, Meow is doing fairly good. KGB with haste and 19 health, so he's going to run as fast as he can into whatever wall he can.
Nice. Handing off the haste. It's kind of sexy,
So?
actually. ID gonna try to break away.
Stand is going to go down, so he has a little bit of room to work here. And it
Uh-oh.
looks like
Armor just spawned below him, too. Look at that.
he's going to fall down for it. He's going up top. He has some health. And he's crossing the high mid, almost back to his base. He's
All
gonna
up
be
to
stopped by
Sean. 7 health.
Oh, 3 behind
Oh,
him.
and
Oh.
Stained coming back from the death, getting it done and stopping the potential cap.
Yeah,
I like what I
everybody went on
did though. Started off with 60 health, rocket jumped up to the 50, ended up with 70 health, like a boss.
Why not?
Yeah, no, that was a great move. I mean, he got the health, he got more health and better positioning. So
Then he dropped back down. But that was really great aggression by the cat pack there.
The cat pack.
That's exactly what they did.
It's quite witty. Oh, leave the flag back there, man. There's no point. Yeah.
So I'm wondering at what point they're going to deploy Jones forward a bit.
I mean, I'm not sure. I'd really like to see it. I just don't think it's gonna happen unless it's somebody gets the power up and brings it back towards the base. Because Jones isn't the type of flag that, from what we've been seeing so far, who likes to put much pressure on this map. He's very content sitting at the back of the base with the railgun, and for good reason, because he's stopping everybody for the most part dead in their tracks the second they poke their face anywhere near that door.
Yeah.
So we have a bit of a foreplay on the Thundercats base, but KGB is going to be able to do a ton of damage here. Oh wow, nice LG on Cruz. And for all of you wondering, he's got 54% rail and 40% LG right now.
See if ID can make a break. Avenge will go down. Back over to. Nope, they're both dead.
Blue flag.
Never mind.
Red flag returned.
0-4 with an immediate pickup. Rocket jumps. Trying to be sneaky as all hell. Will die because of it.
Red flag returned.
But in the meantime, Sean is out through lower mid. And actually, with the timing on the red armor being what it is, lower mid is going to be relatively quiet, at least until they all get the memo that he's
Here we
down
go.
Oh,
But
it looks like
Cruz-
Cap's
We
coming
have
for
ourselves
us.
a tie.
Shit.
Yeah, very nice. Cruz is home, and with just about 5.5 minutes left to go. Beautiful tie game. So now the question is, can we get a some sort of back-to-back cap? Is there any weakness in the defense? For example, Avenge having 1 health. Whoops, and cratering.
Gravity wins.
Yep. Now we got 10 seconds to power-ups.
With
Everyone-
red armor coming up 5 seconds beforehand. That's. See, the only thing about these red armor pickups is that red armor usually either dies or is left with like 30 health, and then there's always a couple other guys who came into it, bare stack, and they leave with 30 health as well. So it just leaves everybody weak.
And we got a 2-man push by Thundercats. Avenge, I think, lost his teammate though. And trying to long-range rocket shots, that's not gonna help. I'm sorry, but if you get hit by a rocket and you're sitting back by the pillars, you suck.
And you're not Jones, yeah.
ID is gonna pick up the flag. He's a pretty good stack right now. He's just wasting a bit of time. I'm gonna try and fake a rocket shot. Well,
Nice fake rocket shot there.
Flag returned. Blue flag returned.
Yeah, and I gotta say that's something that we don't see enough offensive players doing. Faking those rocket jumps is a huge deal. Because if you can fake a rocket jump and trick one player, a lot of the time you trick all 4 players on the other team. Because he's gonna relay that information to the rest of his team that you switched.
Well, especially
So-
on this map where there's a jump pad right there,
Yeah.
Defense.
then you're gone.
Impressive.
Jones is cool though.
66% rail at the moment.
And has died only 9 times.
Defense.
Sparks finally convinced someone to give him the server password.
Defense.
Poor Sparks. More people should just give him things.
He's a cool dude. Fun to meet
He is.
at QuakeCon.
Yeah. After the ordeal that QuakeCon was, he was like one of the few people that were always smiling.
Yeah.
That takes something special. Like Vicodin or something, I don't know.
3 minutes and still a tied game here. This is a nice opening for a grand finals. Well, second map, I should say. And we got Sean making his way out. Pretty weak. Down he goes.
Oh, and KGB
5-0.
dropped the ball on that, and I think it would be still fair to say that he did drop the ball on that. He ran right to the flag carrier and then took a second to go, oh, that guy had the flag. I better see where he goes.
Have the flag.
And he was late enough to the relay of the flag that it was just a swarm by the time he got there. But that means that Eisen Cruz now up on the flag
And this
Red
is
Armor's
really
taking-
big now.
10 seconds ago, so mid is going to be all about the flag.
Excellent.
And Stained gets the return as the last man standing.
2 minutes.
All right, now Meow just got their flag back, but Stain doesn't have anywhere near a proper stack. So we're gonna see a lot of pressure from IM right now. Possibly another flag wrap within the next couple seconds.
When these guys fought in the upper bracket, wasn't it 2-0 IM?
I think so.
Wow, nice rail by Stained. Just over the lip. Client side rail shots for the win.
Yeah, and great defensive play behind the pillar right there.
So another minute burned off without a whole lot happening, and in fact, Stain still doesn't really have a lot of stack to work with. Not even a YA.
Yeah, I mean the pressure is definitely being put on him, and you know, as you just saw, he went down. But now we've got the power-ups coming up, so this is going to be really, really
Wow,
crucial.
shit.
And he does grab.
This is spawn. This is 0-4. Raiders on the haste.
Raider.
If you go into mid right now, it's just going to be bodies and power-ups everywhere.
And looks like Stained will be the guy to run away with it. But yeah, again, we're in that overtime situation. I don't see a cap coming quick enough here with the way that Stained is using this haste.
Oh, they won't want either. It'll be too risky.
Yeah, so let's just welcome our overtime overlords right now. The next 30 seconds. I guess we'll explain overtime for anyone that happens to tune in, doesn't really understand Quake Live and how overtime works in Capture the Flag. It's going to be 3 seconds added to your respawn delay, meaning when you die, you got to wait 3 seconds to get back into the game. For each successive minute of overtime, then there will be an additional second of respawn delay added. So 4 seconds at minute 2, and 5 seconds at minute 3, so on and so forth. And that basically means dying sucks, and you pretty much lose the game for your team when you do. So, good times. Now, Clamp, can you kind of share, is there anything that changes, anything that shifts in terms of strategy or kind of awareness when you've hit that overtime? Did we lose Clamp?
Lamp. Now, did he catch whatever issue you had?
Hello.
Welcome back.
Oh, hey.
Sorry about that. Yeah, what I was trying to say, or telling myself rather, was that when it turns into sudden death, the game almost becomes Counter-Strike in a lot of cases because you just can't die. At the 3 seconds mark, it's acceptable. At the 5 second mark, you begin to get punished, and then at 7 second mark, it's like unbelievable. 4 versus 3 man advantage can often end the game, within a few seconds. So it's going to be really interesting to see what happens with the power-ups now. We see 0-4 is going to be getting the regen. If he's able to take, even if he dies, if he's able to take people down, it's going to put them in I am in a great position to, put pressure on the flag and possibly get a cap.
Yeah, 3-man push actually. They are really trying to make this happen. 0-4 is eating a lot of damage though, and I think Meow's been able to fend that off. So now the question is, are they going to try to turn that, right back around?
Yeah, I think Meow is immediately going to start attacking now. What they did there, as we saw, they collapsed all 4 back into their base because they knew how serious the threat was. Even if it wasn't a 3-man push, even a 2-man push, 0-4 having regen, meaning if he kills anybody, they're not going to be able to respawn in base, or you really on anywhere on the map where they're going to have a second chance to be able to do damage to him. So anytime a team gets a power-up, we're going to see them falling back immediately. Especially in these scenarios.
How would you say this affects the clusterfuck on red armor?
Well, the clusterfuck on red armor actually goes down a lot because a lot of the time players, once they die, they just don't have the time to get back to the RA. So instead of having, 4 people there the entire game, you have maybe like 1 or 2 there.
You get the red armor. No, you get the red armor.
So less cluster, more fuck.
Yes.
Sean makes a grab. Pretty weak, but will be out of rail range as soon as he picks up shards. Yep.
Yeah. And he's actually got Stain to help him out. He's through mid.
Oh, wow.
Looks like,
oh, he's back in the base.
wow, holy shit.
There you go. Map 2. Going to meow, 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 meow.
Thundercats ho indeed. Wow. And I almost want to go make sure and double check because I really don't think
So
ID lost a map when they went up against each other before.
Yeah, so we are game point.
3, 2, 1.
And we are live. We have ID right off the spawn. Going to grab the forward YA. Doesn't have weapons though. Ooh, that's going to be painful.
Well, I was mistaken. Thundercats actually took a forfeit loss in the first round, so this is actually the first time they've played I am.
Right, I don't remember who it was that... I know who you're talking about, though. Yeah, there was a game that wasn't Thunder Kitties. But yeah, I guess we did see a lot of the sort of same. I don't know what I'm trying to say. Don't mind me. Never mind.
That's alright.
Power-ups. That's all that's important. Power-ups. And Eisencreuz is in place for this quad. KGB has one of his own, so let's actually watch Eisencreuz get destroyed by KGB. There we go. And this is actually
double quad now.
Yeah, it's double quad plus a 3-man push. KGB has 2 teammates pushing in, and he jumps over the rocket. Oh God, so well played. And look at that. Oh, Sean, follow your quad overlords, man.
No, he's just using all this as a distraction. If KGB meets him in mid now, they're completely good.
But see, okay, that's the problem I have right there.
Yep.
No help.
Yeah, that was the big risk. The only way that could have, really worked out and been solid is if KGB had went the other way to distract them and then actually been able to meet up with him at mid, but it looks like he got stopped by 0-4.
Yeah.
Koff, could I get a place on the server?
Oh, shit. Damn, you're right.
I
Okay.
know you don't have the ability to do that. Maybe someone will hear and be kind.
We'll see if someone hops out. Like this guy spamming brink stuff? Come on, dude. Don't be a dick. I don't know. Anyway, so we got 2 guys in the box for IM. We got KGB as the other end, his sort of the counterpart to that role. Oh, nice spammage. We do have a flag in play. It's going to be Sean. Anyone leave yet? No. All right, I'll see if I can get someone to leave in just a second.
Oh no, no worries.
Sean is about to bring it home, though. Everyone's focused on the items, on the power-ups, and Sean says, "Thanks for the cap, buddy." Let's go watch the quads that are in play. Jones has 1, down to 5 health, and Eisencreuz is the other guy on the move. All right, someone hopped out, Jahar.
Oh, wonderful.
Thank you very much, Pierre. No, Pleriosial? Whatever the fuck that is. Thank you, dude. We appreciate that.
Anyway, thank you.
Yeah. I will butcher your name, but I'm very thankful. Oh, keep going offline, man. What's up?
Yeah, I'm coming.
Okay. Avenge trying to dive in between 2. He gets a really sweet rocket pop. Doesn't quite get the kill though. And he'll go down. See how much damage he did. Yeah, Sean coming in right after him. Let's see. ID's down to 5 health. There we go. Yeah, it's surprising to not see any sort of flag play there. Clamp, you still with me?
Yeah, sorry about that. I'm just really into this game.
Well, what's kind of exciting you about it?
Well, it's actually not exciting me. It's puzzling me. I don't understand why right now IM is playing 2 box D for basically no reason. They're down a cat. They're actually not getting pressured nearly as much as the amount of pressure they're putting on. And that that second guy sitting playing D, if he was being used offensively, I think that they could have easily converted the last 2 or 3 situations that they had in the enemy base. So I think that they definitely need to consider throwing a little bit more offense into it. But the power-ups are going to come up for both the teams, both of them getting regen. And it looks like 0-4 just kind of chilling in his base. Oh, gets a couple nice rails.
Frags in 2 seconds.
And he's looking for that yellow. He's not going to be able to find it, but he is going to be now moving in towards the castle, and he goes down. Regen will be down.
And
Yeah.
takes back up by Avenged here. And he's going to be using that actually fairly aggressively. He's got a fairly good stack coming into the box. Cruz has got a grab. Avenged getting the grab as well, but look at this. Avenged has a much clearer way back out into mid. And of course, mid is a whole other bag of beans. And 0-4 is going to be found. And, oh, dropped on down. KGB
Nice
is going to be getting the handoff there, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
really
not a
just
bad play for
graded
them at all.
So both carriers nearly home. Cruz now entering, and he's
Jones tries to stop him.
yeah. So the first standoff, I guess.
6 minutes in. I like that.
Mm-hmm.
I like that every map so far has really had
Oh.
a fair amount of these standoffs. Wow.
Learn to dodge, man. Ouch, that hurt my brain.
Oh,
Huh.
Wow, nice relay by Avenge, but it's going to be flat on flat in the red base.
It is all up to ID. Oh my god,
And
everything is
everybody's
here.
gonna die.
Oh my God.
Wow.
And both have returned. Meow Mix. Enjoying it. Everything dies, exactly. So yeah, you know, Thundercats still cap up. Feeling good.
And we do have a good 5-6 second difference between the two items, which is only significant in that, you know, if a quad comes up first, then it can be moved out to mid and be set up in a good position. But it looks like it's going to be double regen, so kind of a big shoulder shrug there.
Yeah, Quake is being annoying. It's the second double regen. I think in a row. It's all good. We like our quads around here, though. Now, actually, Clamp, I want to ask, as far as threat goes between regen and quad, I think, you know, there's some obvious answers, but it seems like you place a lot more weight on something like regen than maybe I would. How, by the way, look at this little flag run here by Sean. The camera didn't switch over. Cap 2.
Gonna take it in.
Yeah. What are your thoughts about regen in terms of its threat?
Regen's important. I think for sure regen's important. It definitely, you know, affects the flag because all of a sudden you're fighting someone who has not only, you know, more health than they should have, but also the potential to just waste your time and pull you out of position by standing somewhere and waiting for their regen, you know, to just keep pumping them back up. So I think it's actually almost all power-ups. Like quad is definitely more threatening. You always have to be more afraid of a quad because one quad rail can pull a flag day down even if they're stacked, and then that changes the game a lot. But for all power-ups, I think it's important for teams to, you know, collapse the proper D and make sure that they negate them. On a map like this, though, where both teams get, you know, their own power-ups, most of the time we tend to see teams trying to steal the other team's power-ups. But then a lot of the time they lose their own. So
Yeah.
for the most part, it ends up being, you know, trade-offs, and it's really advantageous if one team can get both. But yeah, it's definitely very important to just play defense, make sure yours aren't getting stolen and stuff.
KGB's having fun with
Absolutely.
grenade spam. Just got a nice free kill.
Regeneration.
As regen pops for him, we're gonna watch this run. Unless, of course, quad. Nope, it's still double regen. Motherfucker. All right. Watch KGB.
My take on regen in Jap Castles, anyway, is the fact that other maps like Ironworks or more enclosed maps, even like wow, my brain is completely shutting down at this point. But pretty much everything else where you have more, you know, one-on-one or two-on-one situations, or even just the geometry that lets you be a little bit more defensive for a bit more time, like entering in the basin in on Ironworks. Yes, you can sit around and let the regen soak back up. Here, once you got the flag, and unless you're really playing ninja and playing defensive in the enemy base, by the time you're out, there's real no waiting around. I mean,
Wow.
it's...
Red flag.
Hey,
You see that shit from Avenge? That was ridiculous.
Yeah.
He'll go down, but
Yeah, crazy.
serious amount of damage output by that man.
but
Halfway
like,
done.
even at the entrances to the flag room, even if you have regen, you can't really wait around there. You're going to be taking damage from every angle pretty much as soon as you get there.
Yeah, well, what I'm referring to specifically with this map and regen is that, like, if you're playing one box, and at least when I was playing with EG, we were playing one box D, then what basically ends up happening is if someone has regen and they're waiting on, the left or the right side, then that means your attention is committed to either the left or the right side. So if his
Right.
teammates come in from the other side, you're like instant dead. And that's where the issue comes in. Them stalling you and just literally taking your attention, even if they're not taking away anything from you on the map or putting damage in, them taking your attention can be enough for teams to cap. And that's where the issue lies. That's why, as I'm saying, defense is what it's all about. Everyone has to fall back at certain times of the game.
Absolutely. And I wasn't disagreeing with you at all. It just comes down more to the geometry from what I see. And here,
Yeah.
regen does not quite have the same aspects that it does in maybe other maps.
Oh yeah, no, I agree with that statement, like 1,000% for sure. On a map like this, yeah, it's still only two directions. On a map like CTF 7, if they wait and stall you out, you could be flanked. You're really susceptible to damage from every single angle. So looks like ID's gonna get a flag touch. Looks like he wants to go out, but he decides not to. He realizes KGB's waiting there with the quad.
Nice movement across the garden. But he gets stuffed by Stain.
And in many ways, and this applies to Ironworks as well, like, if you have quad, cool. If you get in and rape face with quad in the base, cool. But once you get out, you need that path to be clear. All it takes is one freshly spawned derp to get in your way, and there goes your run. Oh, beautiful grenade. Wow, ID's actually spending a lot of time in the box. Stain is able to troll that with Shoddy. Take it back down, but this is kind of amazing, actually, because
Beautiful shots,
KGB and crew, yeah, KGB and crew have the potential to actually take this 3-0.
Indeed. Might be a clean sweep. We'll see.
I don't know. I doubt that there would be a lack of whining from everybody and their mothers.
So interesting little maneuver. Pulling back, restock.
Excellent.
Ah,
Ouch.
it's almost sad to get killed by an MG. Oh, and he gets the forward spawn to
didn't
get
get
revenge.
It's worse than that. He didn't get killed by an MG. He was left weak enough by the MG to crater.
Oh god. Okay. Or that.
There needs to be some sort of achievement for that. Alright, but a quad grab for KGB here, who's missing rails. See that, guys? This is when he needs not to miss rails. And actually, if there's a single map that would kind of diffuse some of the accusations or the problems coming from the accusations of KGB hacking, then Castles would be it with the lack of LG.
Red flag return.
Just saying.
Hot button issue.
Yeah.
You have the flag.
But anyway, we're gonna really have to see IM step up the offense, maybe even pull 4-0 really soon here.
Yeah.
Blue flag return.
It's not looking good.
Avenged missed the contact with the jump pad. Never fun. But we've got a two-man push coming into the box, and it's actually going to be Sean DeHoggy doing a ton of damage. Getting out with the flag. Fairly weak, however. He does have a teammate with him, but the stairs are going to be a problem with the Rockets. Nice. Yeah, it's a good place for the flag. Oh, really, Zero? Okay.
Yeah, actually, that is not a bad place to leave the flag. They guaranteed half the rocket jump, so if you simply go out the stairs with the railgun, like, you get a rocket rail combo by only shooting the rail. It's pretty good, right?
And even then, you have to rocket jump forward into their base, so you need to stop and turn around.
Oh, yeah, so you stop them dead in their tracks, they lose all momentum.
Yep.
So have we talked about the fact that there may be another best of 5?
What?
Huh?
What?
Say what?
Well, Thundercats is coming from the lower bracket.
Uh-huh. So they have a map disadvantage, right?
Is that what they're doing? Because I'm taking a look at this.
I hope so.
I know. I'm taking, but see, it's true double elim. I'm looking at the brackets, and they have a loser of H if necessary.
Prepare to fight.
And of course, this is H
2, 1.
as far as games go. So I think instead of just a map advantage, we're doing true, double.
Guys,
Yeah. Just throw that up there.
You have the flag.
And it probably is going to be that way since ID is on the losing side of things. So I hope you don't have to go to work in the morning, Grease.
I know, right?
Yeah.
So, yeah, guys, currently the Thundercats have, you know, unless IAM can do something amazing and win this map, Thundercats will take this series, but since Thundercats is coming from the lower bracket, then we pretty much, that will, you know, we have to see another series between these two.
Well, just because Challenge says that it's that way, I mean, you can't set up like, you know, that kind of, you know, 3-win, 2-win split.
Why don't I
Challenge.
take a look at the rules? Let's see what the rules say.
Yeah, that would be best. But
Team
either
coming
way,
from the lower
I,
bracket not required to win. Let's see, hang on a second.
ID does have
Okay.
the flag.
All right.
50
Wait. Hang on. Grand finals will be a best of 5. This means that the team coming from the lower bracket is not required to win 2 best of 3s, just 1 best of 5. So I guess it's been double elimination, but up until the finals, and then after that, fuck it. I don't know. I don't understand that.
Okay, I was gonna say, I mean, Challenge isn't able to accommodate every imaginable, you know, bracket type. And it might have just been set at double elimination just because, you know, hey, close enough.
Okay.
So we good?
I think we're good. I think this is basically going to be Meow Mix taking it.
Wow. After clambering back from the lower bracket, I don't know if you were watching that as it was going on, but it was a complete clusterfuck in the entryway of the base. But Jones,
Oh, ID wants blood.
my God, Jones making shit happen. Wow. Okay. Don't worry, guys. I got this covered. Get to the chopper.
And D is gonna make it into their base.
Oh, Stain's about to run into ID. Unless ID must have gone high. He's hiding. ID's down to 20 health. Yep.
Stained is dropping off. Avenge got the grab. But there's
but
two
you're
players.
into two.
He's downstairs. Even with this support here, he's got every hit counted. Oh, misses all but one. Hits all but one, rather.
And ID's just standing on the platform 2 minutes.
2 minutes, 2 caps, definitely doable. We still have another quad coming up. If it's a quad and not a regen, then I think they have a serious possibility at it. If it's a regen, it's going to be much harder to break into their base, but we will see in a couple seconds here.
Well, Stain puts the flag back on base. It's going to be up to ID to make this thing happen. Stain is going to be grabbing away Wyatt. Oh my God, ID was actually baiting out that move to yellow armor, but Stain really read that well. And that'll make this final minutes.
1 minute warning.
Okay, guys, 1 minute, 2 caps. And we actually have, wow, we have red power up coming up significantly before IAM's power up does. But, wow, holy shit, ID actually got the steal. So that's going to save a lot of time. He's got no armor, though.
Yeah, this is,
And Avenge is out of position. Nobody's
right.
in the box.
Let's see what ID can do. This is pretty much it. 30 seconds. Actually, it's pretty much over. But we'll watch it anyway.
If somebody's standing in the box, as soon as ID caps, it's possible.
No, it's not.
Oh, and out of the air. Sweet shot. Sweet shot, trick shot, and that will be the last shot for IAM. So it looks like, guys, 04 is going to be putting the icing on this cake, but it's a cake that they're going to be delivering to the Thundercats.
Ho.
Oh.
All right.
Red wins.
So it looks like Thundercats showed up and pretty much schooled IAM, removing their winner bracket status, and since this is a best of 5, it is just this one series of the best of 5, so we can crown the Thundercats the winner of the CTF 2K11 draft. And I'm Grease Scotsman, and I want to say thank you to Jahar and Clamp OK hopping in and co-hosting with me today. Thank you very much, guys.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, reactions to that game?
I thought it was a really good game. I mean, even though we saw some low-scoring games the first 2 maps, we still saw some really good CTF. We saw some great D. We saw a whole bunch of, really nice caps. And, I really like the entire format of the draft. I'm a big fan of this. I'm surprised they haven't had this in the past, and I hope that there's more drafts in the future because if it provides, like 12 hours of Quake, you said you casted today of CTF, I mean, that's all good in my book. As long as you'll do it, I'll listen, man.
Indeed. So, guys, Jahar, any final words?
Really long day, longer than I expected it to be, but capture the flag is always worth it, even if I don't get to see Siberia. Sad face. But that was really, really well played on everybody's part. Clamp, what are you doing now? Are you looking for a new sponsor, or?
I have something in the works. I'm not really ready to talk about anything,
okay.
let alone on the air. But yeah, I'll definitely be at QuakeCon.
As long as we know you're stroking your white cat and
I am.
Sure,
Believe me.
grab
I
place.
might not be part of EG, but I'm still pretty fucking evil. And
exactly.
well, not a genius, but still evil. So don't worry, I got something cooking.
You don't want to slight an evil genius.
Yes. Very well said.
All right, dude. Thanks for being here.
All right, thanks a lot, guys. Appreciate it.
Well, I guess on that note, thanks again to Clamp and yourself. And once again, I want to say thank you to ID and Eisencreuz for putting this together. This has been a fantastic event, even though it has run for like 9.5 hours. I'm pretty goddamn tired, but very awesome indeed to have a chance to come through and broadcast it. And once again, congratulations to the Thundercats, because they are victorious. And so I think I would be remiss if I didn't end the broadcast in this way. Thundercats.
No.
Good times.
Freaking Slanesh demon.
Have yourselves a good night, folks.